Hey there, how you doing? Moving through some energetic muck right now. It's all good though. Ain't nothing but a thing. Need to talk about gangstalking, spiritual hijacking, monitoring spirits, intentional sabotage, slander, and smear campaigns. So I kind of just want to break down the definitions of these. I'm not sure if I'll get into my personal experiences, if that's what Spirit tells me to touch upon as I'm recording this, then so be it. But till then, I just want to educate. So, in this life, if you are doing something even remotely different or out of the norm or unique, or you're following a calling, you're chosen, you have a specific divine mission in this life that you recognize and you decided to honor, rather than have God hit up your line and then you just hang up the fucking phone thinking it's a spam number. You actually answered that phone call and you're like, shit, you need me to do what, man? Oh shit, really? Okay, yeah, let's run it. So because this is the devil's domain. This is the false light matrix. This is the prison planet. This is whatever the fuck you want to call it. Or just call it just fucking existence. It is what it is. Everything just is. But 99% of the people in this matrix are operating on autopilot, or they think they think life is a specific way, i.e. You're born, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you start a family, you fucking die. All your dreams, that's just your imagination. Yeah, that burning desire, that burning passion you have in your soul to do a specific thing in this life, that's just delusion, man. Don't listen to that. Just go get a good job, become a fucking doctor or a lawyer to make your parents proud, so you could flex on your friends who don't have as much money as you, like that kind of shit. That's kind of how it is. And like even if they don't have that mindset, a lot of the times the people in this matrix is like, oh, life is only this, life is for this. It's like such limitation, and it squanders potential. Actually throws it away. The amount of people I've known that have high potential that threw it away because they want to go the corporate route. Do what you want, it's your life, I don't care. But I've seen people with, like myself in my life, that have a retarded creative ceiling, a creative potential, but they don't follow their creative pursuits just so they can be indoctrinated into the system of having a stable and secure job. See, God loves freedom and liberty. The Matrix loves security and stagnation. So when you give up your freedom for security, you're giving up God and spirit for the 3D matrix, physical reality we live in, worldly things, carnal things. That's why I don't know about y'all, but I will never give up my freedom for security in any measure, because worst comes to worst, I say not even worst comes to worst, it's a basic life skill to learn how to secure and protect yourself to where you don't have to rely on these systems, these structures. So therefore you can get both in one world. That's why that's why a lot of people fuck off to the countryside and homestead when they find God and they do their thing, is because they don't need to rely on Walmart and Stop and Shop to give them food. They don't need any of this systematized bullshit for survival. Yeah, would you rather follow your dreams and become the person you're literally become the person you're programmed to be, and follow your dreams and be fulfilled and actually play the role you're supposed to play? or would you rather throw all of that away just for the sake of having a stable, secure 9-to-5 job with like decent pay that's comfortable, and you just do the same shit every day on repeat? Your whole entire day, 5 out of 7 days of your week for every week of your life is going to some corporation that doesn't give a shit about you, that's paying you in fucking fake Matrix Monopoly money, fucking neon green toilet paper, my boy likes to say. And so that's like the typical Matrix life. But when you deviate from that and you go, huh, God did give me a calling and a mission, and God's Spirit's communicating with me right now to go do said mission. Now I know following Spirit is going to be the polar opposite of following the Matrix. It's literally like the Matrix makes everything so easy to where everything's downstream. But sometimes when you follow God, you go against the Matrix. And I'm not saying following God is upstream or an uphill battle. I'm saying following God is natural. It feels good. But the Matrix is not natural and does not want you to feel good. So by proxy, when you follow God, you are swimming upstream according to the Matrix. So that's why this is so difficult, and that's why no one ever takes this fucking path, bro. Many are called, and many of that many answer. So that's just a brief overview of the world we live in. So if you're like us, if you've chosen, if you with God, if you're following your fucking soul's purpose on this planet and you want the most out of life, blah, 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 do what you came here to do. This is for you, and I'm here to educate you on some fucking heinous bullshit that this world loves to throw at people like us. So, 1, gang stalking. Now, there's a lot of iterations and variations of gang stalking, and there's a lot of stuff on the internet of what people experience, and there's a lot of people faking that experience for clout. Bro, it's crazy that people fake all this bullshit just for clout. It's crazy what people do for clout in general. So, like, for instance, like gang stalking, let's say you live in your hometown, right? And then you make that decision, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to follow my dreams. I'm going to change the world in the light of God. Now you're doing your weekly grocery run and you get to the grocery store and you're seeing the same people. Or it's not like random NPCs kind of bumbling around. It's people kind of like look and recognize you, and they try and interact with you or slide some bullshit into your spirit. Like for instance, let's say you're checking out a yogurt or whatever, and someone comes over here because someone walks by you, instead of minding their own business, they go look at your yogurt and they go like, I wouldn't buy that if I were you. That's got a lot of bad stuff in it. Or like, oh, maybe try this one. And then like that kind of stuff. Like sometimes people mean dearly and it's synchronistic like that, but you have to use your discernment to figure out what's the bullshit and what's from God. Because someone from God will open their heart, will have good energy, and it'll pass your vibe check. And let's say they go, oh no, I wouldn't have that, I'd have this one instead. And you grab that one instead, and it's the best yogurt you ever had. And now you get that from now on. There's a difference between that and then gang stalking, which is someone comes up to you and they intentionally try and throw you off. They intentionally try to fuck with you, whether a entity is working through them, planting ideas in their head, planting negative thoughts in their head to go and fuck with you, or they literally work for an organization or a group of people that have the intent of fucking with you. And the greater your calling, the more prominent you're going to see the larger groups of people know who you are and try to fuck with you, stop you from rising, to throw you off that path. So like a gang stalker would go up to you looking at the yogurt and be like, you're looking at your favorite yogurt, maybe reading the label, and they go like, I want to have that, I'd have this. And then you're like, okay, then you go have that one, and you get food poisoning, and you're out of the count for like 2 days. Like that's an example. Another one is, like, imagine you're just walking down the street and you're getting just eyes from everybody. Not like eyes like, oh, I don't know, that's some different energy, man. But eyes like it's a recognition. When people you don't know have the eyes of them recognizing you and the vibe isn't too hot, that's a wonderful indication that there's something fishy going on beneath the surface in the energy, man. And it's best for you to now when it comes to an interaction with a gang stalker, You can go the full, it's a fight, flight, freeze or fawn, really. I don't, freezing, nah, that's some pussy shit. Fighting, which is just continuing to talk to them, but like, imagine you call them out on it, like, I know what you're doing. It's very risky because you don't know, because this other person that is gang stalking you could be fully aware that they're gang stalking you, and they could retaliate, and then things could get a little heated. There's that, and then there's if you call them out on the spot, they could play fucking dumb or have genuinely no idea what you're talking about, because like I said, sometimes entities work through unaware people. So a person may get a nudge to go and say something to you, but that nudge is really just coming from an entity in the astral plane, and that entity wants to fuck with you. They're like puppets. So like, I typically go the fawn with gang stalking, with the fawn route or the flight route. The flight isn't just running away. It's more just like, I know what this interaction is. I don't want to waste my energy. I don't want them fucking up my vibration. I don't want any of this bullshit. So I'm just going to end the conversation politely and walk away, continue my day. But the fawn is what I like to do because it helps you get to the bottom of things, to confirm your suspicions before you take definite action. For instance, like, I'm a genuinely friendly, high vibe, high energy person. I'm a very, 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 very playful, and I'm a jokester as well. I'm very witty and quick with it. And like, sometimes I'll play dumb myself, not super dumb, but I'll play unaware and unconscious, and I'll just have a knee slap of an interaction with them, but I'll throw subtle energies their way to figure out who they are and what they're about and why they're trying to talk to me out of the blue. Because when you go on the spiritual path, in the very beginning, everyone sees your aura, your vibe, they know you're different, and they're just like, oh shit, I need to talk to that person. And then it kind of gets nice, bro, because you're like, oh shit, people want to talk to me, I love talking to people, cool. But then as you get deeper into the spiritual game, you're like, oh my god, a lot of these motherfuckers don't even want to talk to me for the reason I thought they did. They want to talk to me to throw me off or to drag me down, or to get me to take a step back, or to self-sabotage. Like, and then there's a lot of examples on the internet of people that'll be like filming themselves going through their own neighborhood, and literally every fucking person on the block, they are accusing them of being a gang stalker. Now, most of the times they do have ample evidence and ample proof, like, oh, this person comes here every day to say this to me, or they walk by my house trying to look through my windows, or I see them, bro. It can get as in depth as to entities placing people in your environments to where you're gonna pass through to make it look like a natural interaction, but it's really not. So for instance, let's say I'm taking a walk down the street, right? Or you're taking a walk down the street and you're listening to music, right? And you're digging the song, bro, you're feeling good, you're strutting your shit, and then you see a electrician working on a meter box or some bullshit on a telephone pole like 50 feet away, and then as he's fucking with that, he kind of looks back at you and then looks back at his work and keeps going, and your subconscious brain goes like, okay, I don't give a fuck about this guy. But then as soon as he starts doing something with the box after he looks at you, maybe your music cuts out, your phone glitches, your phone dies, you get some weird vibes or some shit. Like, it's this shit. It's the slight inconvenience of throwing off your energy that is their primary objective, because they can't just walk out and just take a knife and shank you. Like, it doesn't work like that. The spirits don't work like that. They like fucking with you, bro. You ever seen a horror movie with like paranormal shit? Dude, they love fucking with people. Especially when and this world is very dark. When you're shining that bright light of the chosen, that golden glow, that crystalline, purified aura of God, you are a fluorescent LED retrofit fucking solar system walking down a dark alley. So when entities see a bright light, they want to squash it. A lot of times people are curious and they're drawn towards you out of curiosity, but these entities, they want to fuck with you. They go like, that's a big light, that's from God, it's on site, man, I can't be having that. So that's where that comes in as well. Personally, I don't deal too much with that. I deal a lot with the, like that example I did with the electrician and the meter fucking up your electronics or whatever. That happens a lot to me, and I can feel when it's just a coincidence, and I can feel when it's not, and most of the time it's not, because to be honest, nothing's ever a coincidence. But you can't be paranoid about this. You have to be healthy and discern, not sporadic and paranoid. Yeah, so that's gang stalking, man. It's the same on social media is so bad with it. For instance, let's say you have a business you're trying to get off the ground, and you're promoting your business page on your personal page, because that's how you get the name out and bullshit. But then you're running into a lot of resistance. It's not like you're promoting your business and then everyone's like, oh, that's great, Eric, that's great for you, let me reshare, let me put your post on my story, let me spread the word and help you out. It's more just like you feel resistance. Like, I'm getting the opposite reactions from people. Like, people would be liking your shit 24/7. You get hella likes and bullshit, hella engagement, and the second you start doing something good for yourself like that, the likes disappear, the comments go ghost, the retweets stop, the shares stop, the talk stops, and it's like your shit's a ghost town. It's like you just opened a can of fucking dog doo-doo in an elevator. Everyone just, and you're like, what? Where did everyone go? You're like, where did everyone go? You're just that kid in the fucking, you're a kid on the street, like looking for his parents. You're just like, where'd they go? Yeah, that it's a coordinated effort, and that a lot of that can, if you grew up in that, if these people know you personally and they know each other personally, they can, in person, come together and scheme against you. But it could also be multiple entities working through multiple people in different groups that do not know or interact with each other to throw shade at you all at once, to make it look like it's a group effort, but it's just a couple entities fucking bouncing around, body snatching people, throwing shade your way. And the people don't even know what's going on. Maybe they're just like looking through your shit, they see your post and they go like, oh, good for him, I could share it, I don't feel like it, and they just keep going. I could have been an entity in their brain going like, skip over it. Don't give him recognition. Don't give him attention. Skip over it. It's that kind of shit. That's why I always share my boys' posts. I always make sure getting the word out. I just don't see too much in return, and that's okay. We'll do this through God, bro. It'll come. I'm not casting a limiting belief upon myself, but I have faith. Ain't nothing but a thing. A lot of it is surveillance for gang stalking as well. It's a lot of it's just a group effort, be it a group human or a entity, a group of entities, a group effort trying to throw you off your path. That's really what gang stalking is. It's to drive you insane, make you think you're paranoid even though you're correct. It's to make people perceive that you are crazy so they don't interact with you or support you. It's this whole entire fucking thing, bro. So next on the list is spiritual hijacking. So this can branch off of the electrician with the meter, like I said. The hijacking is really just a grandiose thought, idea, thought form, I don't know, plot. It's just something that pops in. Like, it happens with me a lot. So when I'm an artist, so I make music. So sometimes, let's say I'll get a bar, a couple lines that come in my head. I'm like, dude, that's fire. I gotta write that down. And as I'm pulling out my random bars note tab in my Apple Notes, and I'm about to write it down, maybe a car drives by me and they fucking rev the shit out of their engine and it throws me off, and then I forget what I was supposed to write down. Or maybe you are I don't know, man, like I'm trying to think of another example of, what is this, hijacking? Yeah. So a lot of it doesn't even have to do with physical. A lot of it could just be you just chilling in your car and you're thinking of some shit, and then all of a sudden a weird random thought races through your head and you can never catch that previous train of thought ever again. something just swooped in and stole your idea. A lot of this hijacking, it's interesting because let's say I have a phenomenal, let's say I'm going to invent a device that grows trees in the palm of your hands. Let's just say that. And I'm working towards it, I'm manifesting it, and I actually, I'm working out, I'm almost to the stage of bringing it into physical reality to blast my invention off to the world. And then all of a sudden, let's say I go to a cafe, I eat some food, I have my laptop out, I connect to their Wi-Fi to work on the project and design more. And then all of a sudden, the second I connect to their Wi-Fi, my computer glitches, and then the project gets lost, and then the computer shuts off, and then you pack up, you go home. Next thing you know, a week later, someone on social media is literally blasting your invention out to the world as if they created it, and everyone's on it. And you're like, what? I thought of that. It happens with my lyrics all the time. I'll come up with like a solid verse, and as I'm writing it down, that's why you gotta be careful when you connect to public Wi-Fi, because you connect to those databases, and the AI will steal all your bullshit, bro. Instead of your thought. A lot of the times these Matrix motherfuckers like surveilling and stalking and fucking with the chosen, because the chosen are the ones that have the ideas. They're the ones with the creative potential, the ones with the god juice, bro. They poof things into resistance. So they like to monitor these individuals to where once they can get a ping and snag what they're working on, or their information or their ideas, they'll leave the chosen empty, and they'll take that data and they will blast it out through the matrix, not through you, through the matrix. And then you'll be like, man, what the fuck? I had that idea. I see it with my music all the time, even with clothing designs. Sometimes when I design, I love going to cafes, man. But I gotta be careful when I'm on the Wi-Fi and what I'm working on when I'm on the Wi-Fi. Even other people's apartments or houses like that too. It's really what you give data. That's why data is so important, man. It's not like, oh, who knows my first and last name? It's like, no, who's watching what I do on my devices? In the progressive sense. Yeah, even animals too. Like if you're brainstorming and then or on a business call or some shit, and a bee comes in your car and tries to sting you, and now you're fucking swatting it, and then you get back to normal, and you're like, I forgot what I was doing, and it never comes back, or the call drops, they never call back, or something like that. Yeah, and the hijacking does happen, especially if you're one of those individuals where you're constantly firing on all cylinders up here, and you have a lot of creative work you put out into the world. These motherfuckers is gonna take your shit, man. So much of my shit has been taken, and it irritates me. And a lot of the times it's to take your shit to where you to where they can fuck you over by them actually taking your information, your ideas, blasting it out, and then they give that double tap. And that double tap, that second round of damage, is you getting frustrated and annoyed and aggravated with it, which causes a lowering of your vibration, of your frequency, and therefore it drains you, and it empowers the matrix and the ones that actually did the draining. So they hit you with the hey, I stole your shit, ha ha ha, what you gonna do about it? And then you get mad about it. They're like, ha, I lowered your vibration, what else you gonna do about it? These motherfuckers is so devious, dude. It's genius, man. It's genius how this works. I respect the genius, I respect the precision, but I don't respect them, because it's not through God. It's fucked up. Monitoring spirits, I've talked about this numerous times. People stalking you, surveilling you just for the sake of doing it, or even with ill intent. Like people are let's say people are watching your come up, right? You took that step to put yourself out into the world. Like you're making music, you're making educational YouTube videos on YouTube, and especially this kind of content. This is like the real shit the mechanical side to the universe. So like, this is the real shit. So I'm not fucking making cooking videos or some bullshit, but a lot of people will, like I said, you'll share your shit, promote your shit, and then you'll get crickets. These crickets come from people that are closest to you. They come from your family members. And like monitoring spirits, people always trying to check in on you, bro. They're always trying to get the scoop on you, see what's up. Even if it's a family member, like you'll notice people prying and prodding at you a little more, a little extra than normal. Like for instance, a family member come up to you and be like, so how you been? You been good? And you're like, yeah, I'm good. But then sometimes a family member would be like, so what you got going on? And you're like, this. And they're like, what you got going on for work? Any jobs? What specifically? And you're like, and then they're like, where have you been going where have you been spending your time, your free time? You've been hanging out with anyone? Like that kind of, they just want to check in on you, get some mile markers on you. It doesn't have to be demonic. A lot of it is comparison, because they see you rise, you're doing all these things, you're taking all this initiative, and it just shows them how they're not doing any of these things. Even if they do want to do any of this deep down, it shows them what they're not doing, and then that makes them look at you and you're like, you're attacking me by existing because you're doing what I'm not doing. How dare you? I want to get the scoop on you so I can categorize you as below or above myself, so I can feel better or worse about myself just because of you. Family, friends, the work environment. I'll get into that in Sabotage. But you are never alone. Never. I don't care where you are. You could be in the remote, you could be on the top of Mount Everest and the only one on that top of the mountain. You are never alone. You are always being watched. There are always astral entities. There are always spirits. There's always God. There's always the universe. Bro, there's fucking remote viewers. There's travelers. There's astral project. You are never alone. Never, ever, under any circumstances. Even if you're in the car, windows up with the tints, you are never alone, and you are being watched. That's not to make you paranoid or to cause panic or It's for awareness. You have to be aware of this. You can be aware of something without freaking out. I could be aware that there's a spider, a big ass spider on my steering wheel, but I don't freak out because I'm aware of it and I know it's there. So if I don't know it's there, I turn my head or I put my hand on the steering wheel, I'm like, shit. It can catch you off guard, cause you to react rather than respond. So monitoring is very present on social media, because how do people keep up with each other in the 21st century? Social media, Facebook, Instagram, so whatever other apps there are. Snapchat, I guess. I don't use that, but Snapchat is a girl's app. Yeah. And just pay attention to how often people keep tabs on you, how they are keeping tabs on you, who is keeping tabs on you, and what the energy they have when they are asking to keep tabs on you. Energy don't lie, bro. People lie all the time. All the time. Let's get into Sabotage. Excuse me. Spent 30 minutes. Sabotage. This is more of the action aspect of monitoring and gangstalking. So though gangstalking and monitoring is more just surveillance, monitoring, you know, see what's up, kind of watching from a distance of the big brother bullshit. Yeah, I want to go back to, before I get to Sabotage, even for hijacking, like, if you're scrolling on your phone, like let's say you open your Instagram app in order to this happens to me a lot. I'll like go on Instagram to post a story, like let's say I released a single or uploaded an album and I want to post out my story. I'll open Instagram, I'll post my story, and I'll literally have the only intent, I'm gonna open this app and go straight to the story. But I'll open the app and maybe the first video on my feed is very loud noise and it distracts me and I forget. Now I'm distracted for 10 minutes or so. Like that's also hijacking. But sabotage, this can happen anywhere in relationship, any aspect of your life, but it's very prominent in the work environment. I've seen this multiple times through myself and others. Even this girl I was dating, wonderful individual, very high-spirited, high energy, and she would go to apply to a job and she'd get there, she'd end up running the whole place, as in like she was killing it, making tips, like super high spirits, running circles around all the other employees and bullshit without even trying. She was just being herself. And then all of a sudden the whole entire staff and the bosses would all switch up. They'd all lower her hours. They would all talk. They literally stripped her of all of her hours. She went from like a full-time to struggling to get one shift every 2 weeks. Like that's how crazy it was. And I told her what it was. She didn't fully understand. It's all good. But I'm just like, this is my first time seeing it in another individual close to me, like from an outside perspective, because normally this shit's happened to me, bro. But I saw this and I'm just like, holy fuck. That's because when a high vibe, when someone with a lot of light comes into an environment that is dark, those dark entities will eat up that light like it's nothing, and then they'll cast them out. They'll expel them. They will oust them. And in my experiences with my work as well, it seems like whenever I start to get the ball rolling, whenever I get some good momentum on a project or with a partnered business or with another shop or on a big project or whatever, all of a sudden I'll get these energies of these people trying to go against me to bring me down. It's like because they can feel the momentum and energetic buildup you have. They can feel what's going on with you, and they go, shit. If they go up and I don't, I look bad. So let's sabotage them a little bit. Let's bring them down a little bit so I feel better about myself. And this happens with one of the recent businesses I've been working with. I've been working with this kid for a while at his business through the winter, but now that summer's back and work is picking back up, I'm doing work at a lot of other shops now, and whenever I post my shit to other shops, he gets weird with it. Like he starts asking like, oh, what do you got going on? Or I see you're working for them now. Like this kind of 5-year-old bullshit. And I'm like, and then he tried asking me, well, not asking, more of a request, like, hey, since I'm an independent contractor, a freelance, I don't work for nobody, I go in, do a job, and I leave. So, but I've been doing it for him for so long, over the winter, and we worked really well together, that he was probably under the subconscious impression that I was his employee, and then he'd always have me and I'm only his, because I got a lot of fucking skill. I rap very fucking well. I'm quick with it. Yeah, I'm him. And I do all his work. He doesn't even touch any vehicles. I do all the work. And once I started doing work for other shops, I felt a little jealousy. Felt a little something from his end. And then he sent me a fucking paragraph long text saying, in summation, any work you do outside of me, I want a referral fee. And I was just like, this was literally my response. I was sitting there with my mouth open, I'm like, you must be smoking crack. Entirely different story if I'm your employee. Almost. But like, I'm like, bro, this is how I put food on my table. I have a client hit up my phone, ask me to rap something. I answer, I go and do it. That's it. No strings attached. I don't fucking, oh my God. And ever since then, he's been doing work without me, which honestly, I kind of support. Because all the time, like, he wasn't good at rapping. That's why I did all this shit for him. But like, ever since I told him no for that referral fee, because that's fucked up, and God said no, so I said no. I know this is crazy that you even fucking had to say that to me, but that proves my suspicions of his energy. That proves it. This is real. Shit's real out here. I don't bullshit. And ever since I laid it straight with him, I was just like, I was very professional, very crystal clear. I could have just told him, fuck off, you're smoking crack, but I really wanted to, but I said it very professional, very crystal clear. And I basically politely told him, fuck no. Like, why the hell are you trying to take my cut of a job that's related to me and has no correlation or relation to your business at all? Doesn't make any sense. So I was like, the fuck, you're trying to hustle me? Yeah, good fucking job. You did a terrible job. And ever since I caught him and I pinged him on my radar, I've been feeling a lot of distant energy from him, and that's okay. I kind of energetically shut the door on him, because like, I don't want to do work for people that are gonna treat me like that, or even see me like just a fucking, like I'm property. Like, no, nigga, I'm a freelance. Like, I'll never work for anyone ever again. That's what I do. I work for a bunch of people, and like, now I energetically shut that door, because I'm like, I would rather aligned work. I'd rather no work than unaligned work. So I'm like, I pulled my energy back from that shit, and now I see him doing his own work, wrapping cars himself for once, which I'm like, someone salty in my position would be like, oh, what you doing, man? But I'm just like, no, I do this through God, bro. I told you since day one, I want you to win. I want me to win. Since you tried to hustle me, I cut that cord. I don't want any part of it anymore. And I see you wrapping your own cars now. I'm like, great. It's about time you fucking learn how to wrap a car when you own a wrap business and you're your only employee. Like, imagine I got into a car accident, you're fucked. Like, imagine I want to take a vacation, you get slammed with work, you're fucked. So I'm just like, here, just like, good shit. I don't care. I can feel the energy of pettiness, of like, I'm posting this just because I know you're gonna see it, that kind of shit. And I'm like, I don't want any part of that. But now that version of Sabotage is more restricting that current of workflow from myself, just for the sake, just because I decided to stand up for myself and not let any bullshit go by me. Which, I mean, I'll get rewarded for it from God. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. In the work environment, shit's fucking brutal. There's a lot of fucking gossiping. There's a lot of people that don't get promotions because they're too bright of an individual. Even though they're overqualified, they don't land said job because of weird energy discrepancies coming from the hirer or some bullshit. Like, this shit is all too prominent, man. And you can see this in sports as well, bro. Sabotage, bro. If you're a coming up artist, and let's say let's say you quit your job, you don't got much money because, you know, you quit your job and you're in pursuits of other better shit, and then all of a sudden all the financial roadblocks, the financial attacks, the storms all of a sudden start come rolling in all at once when you're in your hole, and you're just like, what the fuck? This is sabotage as well. Now, God allows this to happen so you can get through it and learn how to move through these experiences, so you can more fortify yourself, so he can put you onto a different level and a higher playing field to that requires someone that can handle these kinds of experiences under pressure. That's why God allows it. But while he's allowing it, these spirits, these devils, is having fun, man, fucking your shit up. It's another, like, if you ever notice, like, an unexpected bill comes perfectly at the worst time, or maybe you have a parking ticket that's a retarded amount, or like speeding ticket just when you just got a paycheck, now you got to give it all away, like, or I don't know. You just got paid. You're like, fuck yeah, now I can pay my bills, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, part on your car goes out. Now you got to throw that paycheck away to repair your car. It's a lot of this hamster wheel shit is a financial sabotage. Because I felt that a lot in my life, even before my calling. Nothing but L's, bro. And like it built me to who I am. So I'm thankful they happened. Honestly. Yeah, they're fucking annoying, but literally my old friend group had a name for me. They called me Bad Luck Eric, because whenever I would run, I would get back to back storms and hardships, tribulations, for no reason. And I knew it was to prevent me from rising, but like I didn't have that mindset back then. But looking back and reminiscing at it now, I'm just like, shit, that shit really was all just to keep me down, man. It builds you to be someone who's untouchable. So, the sabotage is fucking annoying. The slander and the smear campaigns. These are our last bullet points. Gossip, drama. You ever have such a bright spirit to where you're loving, you're passionate, compassionate, empathetic to everybody, but yet people still talk shit about you. They say you're this, and that. They say you're a bad person, you don't care, you're egotistical, you fuck this person over, you just like fucking people over, you steal from people, you are lazy, you're not a hard worker. Like you may encounter this with career blocking if you're a chosen one, man. I've been career blocked more times than I can count. It's nonstop, man. It's always like I'm holding a shop together like super glue, because I do everything myself and I put in 110% in every fucking day, stay late every day, and then when you want better for yourself, you leave said place to go find a new place, and then that old place calls that new place to basically blacklist you or make you sound like a horrible person, like, oh, don't hire this person, they stole from me. They fucked me over. They're a bad person. They lie. But like, they're a deadbeat. Like they're an addict. Like that kind of stuff. And you're just like, what? This is literally the polar opposite of what I actually am. And a lot of this comes from the people closest to you, because they're jealous that you left and that you want better for yourself. So that creates a perceived personal attack in their eyes, and their defense to that is to slander your name to make them feel better, when in reality you're just doing you and they're throwing shade for no fucking reason. And yeah, now you gotta deal with this bullshit. It's all good, God will make it right in due time. It's all good, but it's just like when it's happening, you're kind of just like, bro, what the fuck? The smear campaign, bro. A lot of people talk shit. A lot of people have these presumptions of you. They assume you're a certain way because you talk a certain way, you dress a certain way, you act a certain way, you live a certain way, you do things your own way. And because you're so far from the norm, it's really easy for someone to demonize you. They just gotta imagine like the weird kid at lunch, or the kid who eats alone at lunch, which was me. Yeah. Imagine you're the weird kid that eats alone at lunch, or there is a weird kid that eats alone at lunch, quiet, doesn't talk to anyone. That's prime real estate for bullying and targeting attacks, bro. Because like, I could just think of an example in my mind of the weird kid eating at lunch at his own table by himself, and then across the lunchroom there's the popular kids, and they're all laughing and pointing and laughing at the weird. That's just like a day one, level one example of what I'm talking about with smear campaigns and slander. Because like that's why in school you get a lot of rumors that go around, and they're not even fucking true. Just imagine that and apply it to an everyday experience on this path, on this journey. It's like you're that kid that's eating alone, not because you're weird, but because you're with God and no one else is with God. And now you have all these demons, these devils pointing and laughing at you, trying to make you look awful or some bullshit, and you're just like, bro, I'm just eating my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm just kicking it with God. Why you hating on me? Like, that kind of shit. And it could give you a really bad reputation in like a hometown or a work field industry or something too. And the funny thing is, as bad as the reputation is, the second someone actually, when someone hears that you're something, when someone hears that you're XYZ through the grapevine, and they have that perception of you, then they actually meet you and they talk to you for 2 minutes. They can immediately go like, oh my God, this guy is not what everyone says he is. Matter of fact, he's the opposite. Matter of fact, they is what they said he was. So many times, people will literally come to my defense in person because they can pick up on the energy of me not being anything that anyone says I am. And I'm grateful for the people that defend me, but they still associate with the people that say that kind of stuff. So at the same time, it's like, it's whatever, man. I worry about myself. But yeah, it's when you on this path, gangstalking, spiritual hijacking, monitoring spirits, sabotage, slander, and smear campaigns can be a bitch. But you want to know what has ultimate authority and dominion over all of that? Spirit. So, with that being said, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful life, go with the flow before you got nowhere to go, stay blessed, never stress, never worry about the rest. Follow me on Instagram at CocoBeanFlow. I just dropped a single called Spiritual Shawty. I'm dropping an album soon, so stay tuned with that. I'm gonna keep sifting through this energetic muck. I'm gonna go walk by the water, try and clear my system. I already cleared my throat chakra with this video. I'm already feeling my voice wake up a little more. I've worked through some shit in my head, so this was very wonderful and beneficial. It was great spending time with y'all. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate any engagement you guys are willing to offer. Any comment makes me smile, and I respond to every comment. I just want to help people, man. And I'm sick of this fucking algorithm, the shadow banning, bro. God and I will break that. Peace.